Blessings, architects, and welcome back. This is Nefertiti, and today I wanted to try a different format that puts all of us in a relaxed state. I set up my professional audio equipment, and for now, I'm taking myself off of the camera so we all can focus on the task at hand. Before we get started, though, don't forget to hit the like button, and you can do it now so you don't have to think about it later. And if you're new here, subscribe, as everything I share is intended to blossom your mind and bless your life. So go ahead and get yourself in the most relaxed position and just focus on my voice and the message I'm going to be giving to you. If you want to get yourself a beverage, pause the video, then come back so you are ready to open your mind and expand your consciousness. My goal is to hold your hand during this process, as it feels unfamiliar at times and frankly lonely. But you aren't alone, and neither am I, because there you are, sitting, listening to me. And that is one of the biggest blessings that I could have ever asked for from the universe. So Mind Connect Mind, and let's begin on this journey. In today's lecture, we're going to start with a quote from Neville Goddard's book, The Feeling is the Secret. And in that book, the first chapter, The Law and Its Operation. The world, and all within it, is man's conditioned consciousness objectified. Consciousness is the cause as well as the substance of the entire world. So, in thinking about this, reality is determined by our personal reality, and our personal reality is determined by our personality. Understanding that ideas seed our day-to-day activities is essential to realizing that we are capable of changing our circumstances at any given time. This chapter is truly interesting as it explores the conscious and subconscious as the male and female, the husband and the wife. And so as we delve deeper into how the universe and its relationship to the mind works, we're going to see a lot of themes that mirror each other. It's going to seem like it's repetitive, and it should be, because I want to drive into all of you the message that you are the creator and co-creator at one. Ultimately, the entire universe is simply repeating patterns, getting smaller and smaller until it reaches the quantum or atomic level. Reality is a stream of two parts, the consciousness and the subconsciousness. Consciousness is selective and personal, while subconsciousness is impersonal and non-selective. This is the two realms of effect and cause. Consciousness representing the masculine and subconsciousness representing the feminine attributes of the universe. These are two energy frequencies that are constantly at work at all times, regardless of circumstances and regardless of social convention. This is not necessarily man and woman, but in ultimate symbolism is the relationship between man and wife. The consciousness, the male element, generates ideas and impresses these ideas on the subconscious. The subconscious, the female element, has the most beautiful job and implements these ideas by giving form and expression to them. This is the sequence by which everything exists, regardless of the current expression of them in our reality, and is the sequence that will always govern the evolution of our universe. Remember that everything is symbolism, and as above, so below. For example, the sun is the nucleus of this solar system, and of all the planets, the Earth is able to take that sunlight and implement various forms of life from light. This is like taking an idea and running with it. Man is the sun and woman is the earth. It is through her that life is able to express and take form. It is through her that life is nurtured and fulfilled. It is where sunlight finds its home. We can take it to the micro level from the macro level and see how the nucleus of the cell operates and how the mitochondria feeds and powers the various elements of the cell, helping to propagate the cells of its own kind. As above, so below. The subconscious is the program you've been running based on the idea that has fed it from birth. Our experiences become like the story we tell ourselves and the basis for which we experience reality. When we begin to see that we can change this reality by implementing new ideas, then we have the power to not only change ourselves, but our experience in this world. When we are conceived, we become one from two. And when we are born and seek out life, we seek to become one again with our symbolic complement, the male and female. Life is simply light, a particle and a wave. Male represents the particle and female represents the wave. This is how light travels through the universe. Each and every particle is a part of a greater collective wave. These two aspects mirror and co-create their own existence. Therefore, when we think about creation, it's best to look at the conscious and subconscious as co-creators, kind of like captain and lieutenant, where control over the subconscious is done by control over your thoughts and emotions. The secret of creation is hidden like treasure in the subconscious, like the growing baby in the pregnant woman. It is important to remember that the subconscious, like the wife, will not know the difference between logic or emotions at times, and when unmonitored can give rise to making incorrect assumptions and therefore potentially dangerous actions. This is why we must always monitor our thoughts and refer back to logic as a discipline and constant practice so that we don't go wayward into the social programming and give expression based on false evidence appearing real. Fear. False evidence appearing real. Thoughts carry no power until it is given the power of feeling. However, once it is felt, it must be expressed, whether it's negative, positive, or indifferently. The emotions are the one and only way by which thoughts are transferred to the subconscious or the wife from the consciousness or the husband. It is important to always remember this within your own thinking, so that your feelings do not lead to undesired states. Even though we will inevitably have negative thoughts from time to time, it is up to us to discipline ourselves, to only give attention to those thoughts that will lead to feelings of fulfillment. Emotional self-control is the key to having a healthy mental state, a healthy life, a healthy marriage, and a happy wife, or subconscious. When the saying happy wife, happy life is said, I often think how true this statement is, but too much emphasis is placed on the husband being responsible for making a happy wife. It is when the wife is able to take responsibility for her actions and influence change based on her persuasive power that the husband will be compelled to continue feeding her positive encouragement. It is through a happy and healthy subconscious that we can continue to have positive responses in our environment, and our conscious mind will then reward our subconscious by leading us to a path of fulfillment. Your body is a filter and will absorb emotions, both negative and positive, in various ways. Through tension in the muscles, nervousness in the stomach, which leads to gastrointestinal imbalances, and positively by feelings of elation and enthusiasm. While it is better to think of the states you prefer to be in, we all experience negative emotions. The key here is to express these emotions without holding them in. There are many times where it is not appropriate to discuss these feelings with others, but other expressions such as writing, singing, playing music, drawing, painting, or working out will suffice. Holding in negative charges in the body is the seed for disease, and expressing negative charges recklessly is the beginning of chaos in one's environment. Similarly, expressing positive emotions in the same respect will keep balance in the body and mind, which respectively symbolizes the subconscious and consciousness, as above and so below. As the sun is the center of our solar system, it provides not only electromagnetic energy to the earth, but also keeps the delicate balance of us on the planet, as well as every living thing that exists here. Should the sun become imbalanced, the earth would become imbalanced, and so on and so on. We are just microcosms of the solar system. And as our mind is the sun to our bodies are the sun to ourselves. Everything in life is a repeating pattern of perfection. A change of feeling is all that is needed to change one's fate. Every circumstance can be overcome by the right mindset and feeling to match. The only obstacle in our path is our belief that we cannot do so. The subconscious never fails to produce what is expressed upon it. Therefore, take great care of where you place your attention and your mental diet. The subconscious will always take a thought and design a way for it to be expressed, even if the thought is false, undesired, or a lie. This is why, like a wife, the husband, as the mind, must be acutely aware of how he treats his wife. And what he instructs her to do as a woman in her divine state will always perform to the will of her husband, even if he is not in the best state of mind. The subconscious will never change your belief. It will continue to produce according to what you believe, regardless of the potential outcome. Because of the importance and delicate nature of the subconscious, one must learn to master self-control to a high degree. 2 ways of doing this is by sleeping in the state desired and meditation or prayer. Now that we understand how the relationship between the conscious and subconscious mind works, we can start paying attention to our internal dialogue, our internal chatter, and begin to change it in order to get the 3D reality to bend to our will. Now, I really want to talk about how SATS, or the state akin to sleep, helps a great deal in helping us to deal with outdated and buggy programming so that we can begin to broadcast more effective waves of energy to magnetize to us the desired state we so deeply desire. I find these topics to be so fascinating, and over the past couple of years, I've tried many techniques, and of the thousands of techniques that are out there, there are bound to be many that are suitable to us. Like the saying goes, there is more than one way to skin a cat. I see this like saying for every problem there exists numerous solutions. And if that doesn't give you comfort, I don't know what will. Always remember that you are in control of your own destiny by allowing yourself to connect to God and clearing that path between your mind and subconscious. The mind is powerful, and our neurological system is like electrical wiring that transmits impulses, energy, and messages throughout our body and beyond. Life is unfolding for you. Great things are queuing up for you. These beautiful things, such as success, love, adventure, and beyond, are in escrow and waiting for you. Open your heart, open your eyes, and open your mind to the possibility that you can be the hands, feet, and crown of creation. Until next time, stay positioned in peace and show those around you gratitude and respect. Signing off, Nefertiti.